Welcome back, trainers, and we're going to be taking a look at Escavalier. We're going to be going into the Ultra Premiere, so no legendaries or mythicals, and we're going to also be using a couple XLs throughout this video and switching up our leads every now and again. So we have the 100% IV, completely maxed out Umbreon here. Not best buddy quite yet. I have been slacking on that. And the Escavalier does take, some Stardust to power up for the Ultra League. Here we have a decently IV'd one, I suppose. With counter, of course, Drill Run and Aerial Ace. You could run, I suppose, Mega Horn is also going to be great. Substitute for Aerial Ace. And then you could even run Acid Spray if you so choose to. For the Swampert, we're just going to be using it for one battle here. And then, taking a look at the featured Pokemon that we do have going on here. As well as the XL Alolan Ninetales. That thing is amazing. And then the other Pokemon that's not going to be XL is going to be the Shadow Machamp with Cross Chop and Rock Slide. And, well, that's pretty much the move you're going to want. You could use Payback Community Day moves for a surprise. It's taken me by surprise a few times, that is for sure. Now, this team is going to have its vulnerabilities. When we do use, say, the Alolan Ninetales and Escavalier together, we're going to be very weak to fire. So we got to look out for that. But with that said, let's go ahead and get into the commentary here. I know a lot of people are starting to take a break in the Go Battle League because of all of the errors that are occurring. But with that said, let's get into the fun and talk about these battles here. So we have a good lead up against Empoleon. We're obviously going to hold our ground here and go for Drill Run, but being cautious of them trying to swap into something not very effective. They're bringing in that Gengar, and we're going to go ahead and bring in that Umbreon, and we're looking pretty good. And this is also a pretty risky team here, running Umbreon and Machamp on the same team. Escavalier is the only defense against a Charm user. I suppose Umbreon could put up a bit of a fight, getting off several of those last resorts, as you're going to be able to see here, right as we're talking about it. And Escavalier is not necessarily a great counter to a Charm user. So, unless it's a Alolan Ninetales, I suppose that's going to be a little bit better situation, because it is going to be part Ice. So as you can see, Last Resort does do a decent amount of damage. We still have 2 shields. We're obviously going to go in here with Escavalier. They're going to be swapping. We need to keep this thing alive. Go in here with Machamp and farm down, instantly swapping after this. And hopefully they don't get to another charge move. Beautiful. And we're going to go ahead and hit Rock Slide. It was not necessary. I could have just went for Cross Chop because they are so low. It doesn't matter if it's not very effective. And we could have gotten off another one and just taken them out there with the Machamp. But we're just going to go back in here with the Escavalier and hit that Drill Run and take the win. Looking good. So it is a bit risky, like I said, if you do have 2 Pokemon weak to Charm. But at this point, let's have some fun and Go Battle League and take some risks here. So for the next battle, we're met with a Alolan Ninetales. This is okay. All right, I don't mind this at all. We do resist everything it's going to be throwing at us. As far as the Weather Ball, it's going to be adding up here, but that's perfectly fine. We're going to be able to outpace this thing. And so the people who do run Acid Spray, that's really nice. You're going to be able to potentially get shields from your opponent, and counter is such a good move. That's why that combination is so nice. Having Acid Spray as well as counter. Counter just does so much damage, even to some things that are resisted, other than like a Gengar, I guess, Poison and Ghost. So anyways, they're swapped into Obstagoon here, and we are instantly going in with our Machamp. And we're going to go ahead and hit this Rock Slide as they do bring in the Clefable to finish off our Machamp. We're able to get that through there, holding on to just 1 shield. We are in a bit of a jam here because we don't have much health. Yes, Charm is resisted, but it's going to be adding up. They did shield that up. We need to get to another charge move. Why am I hitting Aerial Ace? Folks, I don't know why. And I'm pretty sure this is going to cost me here. So bring it. Oh, wait, maybe not. Well, let's see. I forgot how this does work out. Unfortunately, we both get to the charge move at the same time. I'm going to have to shield this. Yeah, we need to just hold on to as much health as possible. I would have maybe farmed them down if that was going to if I knew that was going to take place here. So if we did hit Drill Run, we would have done a little bit more damage, therefore taking them out. And unfortunately, yes, I do remember this here. We are going to get baited by a Weather Ball, and then they're going to hit us with a Dazzling Gleam. Yes, XL Umbreon is not invincible. It's got that rival XL Alolan Ninetales here. So taking us out with the Dazzling Gleam, and we had the energy. Did you see that? So if we would have hit that last resort, we could have taken the win. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta love that glitch, So it's just littered with all kinds of weird things right now in this game. That Pokemon that you did see was from a reward that I did get previously from finishing a set, going back into GBL, and it popped up on my screen. I had to hit back, otherwise I couldn't see anything. So we're up against a Swampert here, and they're getting that Earthquake off. Man, XL Umbreon is such a tank. That's stab damage, and it's a hard-hitting move, and still just kind of tickled it here. So we're just going to carry on. Let this go through, and it is going to be able to outspam us. And yeah, I mean, these hydro cannons are just going to be adding up quickly here. So we're going to go ahead and shield this one. I do believe they want to shield up as well and win this matchup here so they can have swap advantage. Yes, exactly. They're going to be shielding up. As much as I really wanted to shield this and go shieldless here, I'm just going to let it go. And unfortunately, I think I go in here with the Escavalier, and they're bringing in a Machamp. That's fine. We're going to go ahead and hit Aerial Ace. If we get a shield from them, we're going to instantly swap into our Machamp here. All right, time to go. Start building up energy and outpace them. I'm just worried they're going to get to 2 cross chops. So let's, so there's the first one, and they are swapping. Okay, this is great. We're going to go ahead and hit our cross chop at this time and take that Abomasnow out as quick as possible. We're farming it all the way down. Let's go. We have another cross chop. We're going to be able to take the win up against that Machamp. It was looking a little bit nerve-wracking there for a minute, but we're able to pull that one off. All right, what are we going to see for this one here? Leading with Escavalier, we're met with an Ampharos Shadow. So, you know, I actually had this matchup a few times. As much as it seems like you're going to be doing good, you can win it. I mean, it's going to cost you shields, basically. I didn't want to use both shields, so we're going to go ahead, I think, and shield this first one up. And they're going to be able to get to another Thunder Punch, which is going to do a lot of damage as a Shadow. As you can see here, they're going to be swapping into Dragonite to take us out, or almost take us out. We are able to bring in our Alolan Ninetales before they're able to do that. And we do have energy on that Escavalier, so we need to keep that in mind. We're going to go ahead and farm that thing all the way down. They're going to be bringing back that Ampharos. Going to go for that Weather Ball instantly here. And I think they actually... Oh, never mind. We're able to farm down. That was a good moment there. Bringing in a Machamp for their last Pokemon. And we're just going to go ahead and hit them with the Weather Ball here. And we're getting that last shield. We're building up to the Dazzling Gleam. And this will one-shot that Shadow Machamp. And we're taking the win. Looking good with the shield left. And all of our Pokemon. Let's go. On to our next opponent. What are we going to be met with? It is going to be a Dragology. Now this was a battle that I wanted to see. Now I wasn't thinking about it, but once it did happen, I was very interested to see how it work out here. We have this super effective Drill Run. They could spam us with Aqua Tail. Their Dragon Tail is not very effective, but it is starting to really dig in, hitting us with an Outrage, and still, you know, not enough, but we're going to be able to counter down with not very effective counter and non-stab. And this was, oh, this was horrible. They take me out with a bunch of energy because I was indecisive as to which one I should hit. I had my fingers off the screen. I didn't want to over tap, and that counter just took us out before we could do anything here. But it doesn't really matter. We're still in a good position here, and we still take the win. Let's go, despite losing all that energy. That was devastating. I was so frustrated right then. Into the next battle, we're met with a Ferrothorn XL. Okay, sounds good to me. Thunder is going to be doing some decent damage. They're going to be swapping into their Charizard that does have Wing Attack, so we don't really have to worry too much about the quick move. Yes, I am hitting Drill Run. I'm just going to do more damage to Charizard. And swapping into our Ninetales here. We had to call this Blast Burn, and that's what it is. If they did hit us with the Dragon Claw, that's not very effective. Do I really need to say that? But they could bait us with that, right? So we're going to go ahead and take them out with the Weather Ball. And we still have plenty of energy left on this Ninetales. They're bringing in a Talonflame. Getting a little nervous here because this can be very troublesome like I described. Because, well, Machamp's counter is not very effective. If we get a Rock Slide through, that's going to be great. This Weather Ball is going to wither it down slowly. And Escavalier is just going to absolutely turn to dust going up against it. And we're taking super effective damage here from this quick move. And it is starting to add up. So I have to really think about what I need to do here. Basically, keep this thing alive and try to do as much damage as possible, and praying I can get to another one. Unfortunately not, so I hope that the Machamp can get to a cross chop, otherwise this is a game over. Let's see if I can pull it off, and we're able to do it, and we're going to be able to take the win now. They just needed a split second more to get to that charge move, bringing in that Ferrothorn, and they know it is over there, and we're looking good. That's why I had to keep that Ninetales alive as long as possible. Alright, this is awesome. As soon as I switch out the Escavalier, we have an Empoleon lead. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and swap into that. We also do have Machamp. So if they're thinking once they take out this counter user that's threatening it, well, we have a Machamp in the back that we need to keep hidden for now. So up against their Dragonite that they did swap into, up against the Escavalier, that is going to be Shadow. And we are going to just go ahead and hit this Aerial Ace here. We're not really, I don't know. I kind of wanted to not take it out so I can farm a little bit more. They're swapping into a Kingdra, and I'm thinking if they let this go through, we're looking good. I mean, we're still looking good. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, we basically have won now. So they're going to go ahead and farm us down. We're going to bring in the Ninetales to just absorb whatever they're going to throw at us. Octazooka, no problem. Like I said, I haven't been getting those debuffs, but never mind. So there you go. And they're swapping into that Empoleon. We're going to go ahead and bring in that Machamp, shield this up and farm it down. See if they want to stay into this battle here. And, I was going to say successfully farming down, but they are going to be backing out right as we were about to take them out there. Good game. On to our next opponent. We're going to be met with a Gyarados with Dragon Breath, it looked like. They're going to be swapping into a Nidoqueen, and it kind of threw me off for a second, so I was just kind of thinking, all right, I think I should just stay here just for a minute, get off that Weather Ball, and then swap into the Escavalier here. If they hit me with Earth Power, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, we don't need to worry about it. It's not super effective because of the bug typing, helping it neutralize and not being super effective. Going to go ahead and go for that super effective Drill Run ourselves, and they are shieldless at this point. So I'm thinking, what should I do? Shield this up? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Take it out. We'll still have a shielded advantage. A little bit of health left. If they want to farm us, that's perfectly fine. We have a Machamp and a Ninetales that are healthy. And a shield. We're looking pretty good. Let's see what they're going to be able to do here. They're coming back in with that Gyarados to farm us down. And we are going to bring in the Ninetales here, which is taking, obviously, very little damage from the Dragon Breath. The Crunch is useless, and they're going to have to just keep hitting Aqua Tail. They do have an Escavalier in the back, and this is perfectly fine. What we're going to do is build up plenty of energy. We're not going to panic or anything. We don't need to hit the charge move yet. To build up perfect amount. Going for about 2 of those cross chops. This is going to be enough to take them out. In comes the Gyarados. We're going to farm up a little bit more. Hit that Rock Slide, and this will one-shot this thing. It is very glassy, and this is a Shadow Machamp, so pretty strong. And we're taking the win. Nice. Looking good. On to our next opponent here, but that was a decent lead. So this person is on my friends list, and I couldn't believe this lead. A Tyranitar. They swap into a Surfetched. Not going to spoil anything. So let's take a look here. They hit us with a Weather Ball, or I hit them with a Weather Ball. They're building up. I'm thinking, this is a Brave Bird. I better shield it up. I'm not taking any chances. Is it a Leaf Blade? And they're probably baiting us, so let's see how this does work out. Getting that Weather Ball through. They know they can survive and get to the move that they were really wanting to get to. And there it is, that Brave Bird. And I'm like, great. Bringing in Escavalier. What else you got back there? I knew it was going to be something to protect the Tyranitar from fighting. And it is a Talonflame. So we are looking absolutely horrible here. I needed a shield. I don't see why they would have shielded that. And we're going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop. Getting the shield, and this is not happening here. Unless we can get to another Cross Chop, we may be able to take them out. But unfortunately not. Getting to another charge move, and we're toast completely out. Despite having an extremely good lead. Good game up against one of my friends on my friends list here. Up against our next opponent with the Dragonite. Non-Shadow Dragon Tail. So we have seen this. It does a lot of damage. And if you're wondering, should you use Dragon Tail? Have a little fun with it. I mean, it's not a life or death situation. Go ahead and test it out. We're going to go ahead and go for an Aerial Ace here. Just do some nice damage. They are getting a shield. All right, sounds good. Going to go ahead and go for another one. And struggling to hit the bubbles. Hitting a great. Gotta love it. Why not swap into the Ninetales? Well, for the people who are unfamiliar, if you do that, they will go into a counter. And, well, there goes the Ninetales. In comes some Poison type or something like that, right? Or a Steel type. So we are going to go with it now because we're not locked. And there is your Poison type. So sometimes it's better to just let your Pokemon go down instead of swapping and locking. Letting them get a little bit of farm and knowing that you're going to be able to handle it. At this point, I felt comfortable locking myself in here because we're going to be able to farm them down. Or they're going to swap into whatever they have in the back. But at that time, we had already built up energy. They do back out, and we take the win there. Looking good. Moving it on here. Just got a few more battles. I do believe, actually, this is our last battle. And another Empoleon lead. Great. They're going to be swapping into Venusaur. We're going to go ahead and swap into Ninetales. And you could already see where this is going here. But it's not over until it's over. And we have to see what their third Pokemon is. And expecting a bait here, but we're not going to take the chance. Okay, we're just not going to take the chance. If they want to double up on that Venusaur, that sounds good to me. I would probably match them as well so we can win this. But we're going to be able to get that through. They don't want to use their last shield. And they're going to be bringing in what? That Empoleon. All right, there it is. We still have 2 counter users, so let's see how this plays out. We're building up a bunch of energy and swapping into our Escavalier because we have a counter user to spare. And now the Ninetales is loaded up on energy. They have a Glade there, and for some reason I hit Drill Run. Don't ask me why. I know. And we get it through too. Are you kidding me? So something good that's going to happen out of this for me hitting the wrong charge move is they're getting off their charge move right there, which is great. Awesome. So thinking, okay, we're just going to have to throw in the Ninetales and just spam the heck out of them here. I'm not going to bring it into Machamp. They're letting it go through, instantly swapping, and they see the Machamp, and yep, that's going to be game. So I guess that was not the last battle. We have one more. One more battle. Okay, let's see if we can get a bad lead here. And it is going to be a... this is a good lead. Okay, let's be realistic. This is technically a pretty good lead for us here because we do have Drill Run. Counter is also doing nice damage. And if they have Poison Jab, well, that's going to be resisted. So we're going to go ahead and let this go through. Dark Pulse is doing some nice damage. They're swapping into a Glade, and we're going to go ahead and bring in Ninetales here. So you got to be careful with Glade because the confusion damage really does add up, especially if you're going up against a Shadow one. So we're going to go ahead and hit that Weather Ball here. It's safe enough to do this thing. Glade's a kind of a squishy Pokemon. These Weather Balls are doing a decent amount. We could have got the Dazzling Gleam through, but they're going to go ahead and let that all the way go. They want to bring in that Muck and farm us down here, which was a very nice play. And we're getting the Weather Ball through, which was big. We needed to do that little bit of extra damage. We still have 2 counter users to go up against Muck, so not bad at all. Unless they have a Charm user back there, well, we're going to be pretty, some bad trouble. So they're getting off the Acid Spray. We're going to swap into our Machamp to start building up, and they have a Venusaur back here. So this is great. We can go ahead and let the Venusaur take us out here. We don't need to waste a shield. Escavalier has a massive resistance to grass, and then also a decent resistance to poison. So we're just going to go ahead and farm up a little bit here because we're going up against something that doesn't, they're not doing much with the quick move, and we're going to be able to take the win. Thank you for watching, and take care, trainers.
It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my It's out of my hand, but I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my soul.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!